Casey, go ahead. I'm good. What you got for me?
I have a couple of questions, or a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. But first, I just want to, you talked about the HSV. I'm assuming you're talking about herpes. Herpes type 1,
Yeah, I try
90,
not to say the word because it
oh,
triggers the
sorry,
algorithm. Yeah.
90% of Americans have it, and you can get it on your genitals. It's better to get it on your genitals, and you will
Yeah.
usually only have one outbreak. So it's not
Okay.
true that will ruin your dating outlook. You can get the cold sore on your genitals.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's was misinformation. But going on from that, I want to say you talk about how little there are, like how the small number of high value men there are. And I'm wondering, when you're telling women this, are you also factoring in white men, Hispanic men? Are you just assuming that black women only want to date black men that are high value?
Casey, you
Yes.
have a point of view. Okay. And are you a swirler?
I am an advocate for
No, no,
black
no.
women dating out. There have been
Okay.
too many white
Okay. All
doctors
right.
that have.
Hold on.
Okay.
Then at least do me the honor of being blunt. That's what you are, and that's fine. But I think you have me pegged in the category of a foe or an adversary, and I'm not. So I don't know where you got your information from or why you feel like you need to come correct me about what I'm saying to black women, but they understand what I'm saying just fine. If you're an advocate for black women dating out, good. But
For the people.
most people want to be with their own group. But to answer your question in particular, I don't really make a separation between high value black, white. That's if you listened, Blake Henry, Brad, Lee, Ahmed, Keith, and Enrique. That covers the entire gamut. A
Okay.
person should become the best version of themselves and pick from the whatever they choose is their preference. But the stark reality is this:
Hmm.
when a black man chooses to become high value, there are far fewer matching black women. Because first off, the fitness characteristic, and if you are an advocate for dating out, I'm quite sure you are familiar with some of the largest content providers on this YouTube platform. And she even said she had to stop. One of them had to say said she had to stop talking about the fitness component to her people when she's an advocate for getting the highest caliber men of any race. Said it right here on this channel. So due respect, I think you're trying to put me in a position that I won't fit.
Okay. I'm not really trying to do that. I just want to make sure that when you're
Well,
speaking to
you're
black women,
yes,
you're
you
making
ma'am,
you're
but you
letting
kind of are.
it's important for black women to know that they have options
No, ma'am,
outside
it's
of black
important.
men.
First off, what is important is this is a man's channel. That's what this is. So I've allowed
Okay.
you to
Also, I just
speak.
want to touch on there are people in the
You're
comments.
not going to jump over top. No. That's what you're not going to do. See, this is what tends to happen when I allow people to speak. You think you can say what you want. If you want to advocate for women, advocate for women. This is a man's channel. So if you can comport yourself like everyone else seems to be, fine. If not, I'll bid you a good night, man.
Okay. Also, I just want to say that you speak a lot about black women being overweight and how Gen Z black men are
Okay,
not
I
even
don't.
looking at
Is
black
it
black
true?
women.
Is 80? Okay, ma'am. According to all the data that we have, 80% of black women are overweight. Is that true or false?
This is true. I'm saying that you
Okay,
don't
then
speak
it's not.
about.
Okay, ma'am, stop. Then it's not that I speak about it. It's a statement of fact and observable reality. See, what you're doing is being disingenuous. It's not as though I'm saying something that's not true. And it's a problem.
It
And here's
is.
the problem I have with women like you. You always want there to be balance. Do you go to any of these swirling platforms that demand balance when they're talking about black men? I love to hear you go to any of these dating out platforms and demand for balance.
Okay.
Do
Kevin,
you? Do you?
yes. Yes,
Who?
I
What
do.
channel? What channel? What
What
platform? What platform?
with Shara, with
With who?
with
Shira Seven?
Crystalline, with
Shira,
Shira,
you said
with
with
all
who?
of them.
Hold on, hold.
With
Who was the first
Shira,
one you
with
said?
Crystalline,
Stop. Who was the first one you said?
Shira,
Shira who?
Shira 7.
She's a level up. She's not necessarily talking about interracial dating. Her husband's black. That
She
doesn't,
has,
ma'am, that's not her platform.
okay.
Next.
Okay, and so
No, well, I'm
my
asking.
point
No,
is though that,
I asked you the swirling platforms that you
oh,
go
okay,
to.
Crystalline.
Okay, you go to Crystalline's platform, and in her live streams and in her comment section, you advocate for her to speak balance about black men.
Yes, because she talks a lot about how a
Right. I'm
lot
going
are
to go
in
check that.
prison,
I'm going
a
to go
lot
check. I'm going
leave.
to go check. No, what I'm going to do is I do my homework, man, because I've actually listened to Crystalline's platform. I've actually have heard of her long before she actually came over here. And here's the thing, man. I never really hear any advocacy for black men. What I do hear is a lot. You talk about what I say. Are we being serious, ma'am? Because if you're honestly trying to have a conversation talking about what I say versus over there, you shouldn't even be speaking.
Yeah, but you bring up the black woman stat, but she brings up the black male stats. You never bring up the incarceration rates, the
You see how this goes? This is how this goes. I'm going to ask you one question. I'm going to ask you one question. And depending on how you answer it, we can either have a conversation or we can't.
okay.
Why are you here?
I'm just trying to get a better understanding of like you list the black women stat a lot, but there are a lot
Why
of
are
negative
you
black
here? Why
there
are
I'm getting
stop?
to
No, no, no.
that.
I don't need you to get to that. I need you to answer the question, ma'am. I don't need you
I
to tell
just
me.
want
I
you
don't.
to
No,
say the
stop, stop,
negative
stop.
black male stats as
No,
well.
no, 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 no. Why are you here?
I want you to talk about the negative black male stats. There are a
No,
million. Why?
because I don't have to. It's my platform. I'm not going to do what you want me to do. You have a YouTube channel. You go do that.
It's not fair. There's only one negative black woman
I
stats.
don't
Wait,
care what you think is fair. You don't have to be here. It's not obviously this is not a see what you're doing is you're coming to a restaurant trying to tell the owner what to put on the menu and you're not buying anything.
okay. You won't even let me list some
I
of the
don't
stats though.
I said you're coming to a restaurant telling the owner what to put on the menu and you're not buying anything. Does that sound sane?
I did give you a super chat.
Ma'am, you're coming into a restaurant asking the owner to put something on the menu, telling them what you want on the menu, and you're not buying anything. Meaning, if you're into IR dating, you're not really over here for black men. You're over here to hear me give them. You want me to go ahead and talk about what's been talked about for years. Here's the question for you, Casey. Where are the women? Where are the black women's channels talking about the issues with black women? Because there are plenty of channels talking about issues with black men, and there are plenty of men's channels talking about issues with men and women. Where are the black women's channels talking about issues with black women?
I feel like
I don't care
black
about what you
men
feel.
stats.
I care about what
I don't
I
know any. I
exactly.
don't know any.
Exactly. There you go. So how dare you come over here asking me for balance when you can't even come up with one? In freaking
Crystalline
sane.
did list white.
In freaking sane. And this is why I let her talk. You're supposedly interracial dating, but you keep coming over to a black man's platform. Where's your fiance?
I am in my early 20s. I
Where's
don't
your
have one.
fiance? Where's your white boyfriend?
Oh, I have one.
Okay, when are you guys getting married?
I don't
Early 20s
know.
meaning what?
I am 22.
22. Why do you have so much angst about black men if you have a white guy? Why aren't you off somewhere being happy on a Friday night with your boyfriend?
Well, I came to your channel because I wanted
No,
to
ma'am. I'm
see
asking.
your
No,
thoughts.
no, no, no. Really, you don't. Because if you did, you would be listening in good faith. Because I'm sorry. Nothing that I say is not factually able to be backed up. And it's relatively balanced. I have far more balance than any swirl platform ever. That's a
You
laughable.
haven't
That is a laughable notion. That
you
is
haven't
that
sorry.
that is laughable.
You
I
haven't
have,
listed any negative black male stats, and you don't talk about how.
excuse me. I have you really? I'll
Can you
challenge you.
list them?
I'll challenge you on that. How long have you been watching me, Casey?
I've been watching you for a couple of weeks
A
now.
couple of weeks. How long have I been on YouTube, Casey?
How long have you been on YouTube? I don't
Yes,
know,
Casey.
Kevin. I don't know.
So don't tell me. So really, I have 5 years of content, Casey, and you're going to tell me what I have not done in 2 weeks? You sound like a zip doggone fool. There's content on my channel. Look through the catalog. I'll stand on my work. I've been talking about men for 3+ years, but that's not the case. Women like you don't want to have black men, especially like black men like myself, saying anything negative about black women. You cannot take it. Shahrazad Ali talked about this 30+ years ago. You're fine talking about the issues of black men and these dusties and this and that. But when a black man who's a thorough black man, who you can see is on the level of what you're talking about, has the same kind of talks about the facts, it bothers you so much that you leave Swirl Land and your white boyfriend to come over here to tell me what I need to talk about, and you ain't buying nothing from my restaurant. Get up out of here with this bull. Thank you. Come again.
Um, Good evening, Mr. Samuels. My name is Olive.
Hi, Olive. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm new to your channel, and I agree everything what you're saying. Um, I am a baby mother. I am a Caribbean background, and I have education on my background, and I was raised in both parents in the household.
How old are you?
The reason why I am 30.
And the reason why you had a child is what?
So we were engaged, and I was still at the time trying to complete my engineering
Oh, you were
degree
in
at
the
the time.
chat room.
I sent my
You were in
post.
the chat room.
Yes, that's me.
Okay, ma'am.
That is
Okay,
correct.
you got. Hold on, listen. You're the one I spoke to and said you, for whatever reason, you decided to have a baby before you had the wedding.
N-
That's what happened.
No,
You
this
you had a baby before you had the marriage. And how old is the
okay.
child?
I do get a kind.
How old is the child?
He's now 7.
Okay,
He's now
so you were
7.
23, right?
Correct.
So you were not
Mhm.
14 or 15. You weren't a baby. You knew these things. Why didn't you wait till marriage?
Well, that was the intentional goal.
But
We
but but
were
but no, ma'am. There's no intentional if you have an unprotected sex. You're an
okay.
engineer. You know how
I
this
don't
works,
want to
ma'am.
go personal. What
Unless
I
unless you're telling
understand
me,
what you're
unless you're saying
saying.
you were using contraceptives, you're on the pill and he was using the condom and both forms failed.
Right. The pills didn't work, but the condom didn't work.
Okay.
So I don't believe in abortion.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on.
So
Hold on.
we
Hold on. Hold
still
on. You were using condom and the pill.
no, I cannot use it because it didn't agree with me.
You can.
The bleeding consistently didn't
What do you mean, the
agree with me.
condom or the birth control?
The birth control. So we used the condom and
Okay.
it
So
failed.
so you could not use. Listen, engineer. Don't I don't I got I know you practice your sob story, but let's talk tech. You build stuff in a way to where it can hold up to multiple failures. If your pregnancy if your pregnancy routine was stress tested, it would have been a week. You had one form of protection. How effective are condoms? What percentage? In the 70s.
There,
In the 70s. So that means that there's a 1 out of 4 chance, roughly, for a condom to break. You weren't trying to not get, you weren't doing everything you could do to avoid pregnancy. That's the net of it.
Okay.
And then you say
Right.
you didn't believe in abortion. Okay. Why didn't you guys get married upon the finding out you were pregnant? Because he was your fiance,
He
right?
wanted, yes.
Okay. Why
And
didn't you guys
he,
go to the courthouse that day?
that's what we were supposed to do. And on the day of that, he just had a psychotic break. Because we both came from a broken home, and I was not trying to do that.
So let me get
I
this
was
right.
not trying for us.
How long were you guys together?
We were like almost 2 years.
So you were together 2 years. Everything's hunky freaking dory. Then the day you get pregnant.
Not always, no.
Oh no, but the way you told the story, everything was okay. The condom failed, and the day you were supposed to go to the courthouse, then all of a sudden he became Hannibal Lecter. He hulked out, and what had happened?
You're fast forwarding, and I didn't say.
Well, I said, why didn't you guys? I said, when you found out you were pregnant, why didn't you guys go to the courthouse and get married? And you said that's what we were supposed to do. Okay, so if you find out you're pregnant on a Tuesday, it don't take very long to get to the courthouse and file that. It don't take long.
I know that, but he didn't want to do that for whatever reason. He had his conceptions of why he didn't want to get married.
Okay, so let me stop you right there, ma'am. Let me stop you right there. But he was your fiance.
Correct.
But he didn't want to get married after finding out his fiance was pregnant?
Yes, it was more to the story.
No, ma'am. I just need I get there's always more to the story. I need the structure.
Right.
You're saying that you guys are together 2 years.
He cracked.
Okay, well then why'd you have the man who's cracked baby?
I mean, a man, you can see a man, they can act all tough all they want.
I didn't ask you, ma'am. I'm asking you a question. Ma'am, you were together for 2 years. You found out you got pregnant. He didn't want to go through with the marriage. That's red flag. Why didn't you terminate the pregnancy or put the child up for adoption?
Because I grew up with the whole value. Like, I don't believe in the boyfriend.
Right. So I get it, ma'am. So here's the thing. So, I get it. And I'm not saying that's what you should have done. But here's the thing. You take everything that comes with that. Because that's the man you picked. Right. This is the man you picked. And here's the thing. Why would anybody want to, why would a high value man want to deal with that? Why would a high value man want to insert himself in this situation?
Well, he doesn't want to be in the picture, and I don't come here looking for a man to fill up my pockets up of money or whatever. I'm coming here.
Why would the father of the child, is he still alive?
Yes, he's still alive. And
why would a man want to marry a woman with a crazy baby daddy?
Okay, but he don't want to be around.
Why would a man want to? Why again? Ask yourself. Stop talking about why your story makes sense, and ask yourself, why would a man want to marry a woman with a crazy baby daddy who had a psychotic break and went violent? Why would he want to do that? Much less a high value man. That's what I'm talking about. High value men. Engineer. Why would anybody want to do that? See, what you're not trying to understand is your situation is dangerous. That's who you chose to reproduce with, man. Sorry, that's just the net of it. And the man would be a fool to walk around and build himself into something and then get with a woman who has a psychotic, crazy ex.
I don't think so.
Okay, so tell me about your fiance.
So he's not a matter at this moment.
He's what?
So I am building up. He's not a matter, meaning
he's not a matter of what?
He's not a matter. I mean, he's not something that is going to be like want to come in and interfere with.
I don't understand what you're saying. Do you have a fiance right now?
No, I do not.
That's what I asked you. Do you have a boyfriend right now?
I'm dating, yes.
But you don't have a committed relationship. Exactly. See, I'm getting all the way to the end. I don't look here, ma'am. I'm asking you the simple thing of it. Single baby mamas can be side chicks. Baby mamas
I'm
can.
not a side chick.
Okay, whatever. Baby mama can be wives of what we're talking about, ma'am. That's the program. And you asked the question, is there any hope for you? And I told you not to. Let's go back to the question you asked. And I gave you the answer. You just don't like it.
No, I do, but I'm watching your channel and I'm hearing,
Okay.
and you're not saying about the women who are.
I'm not saying what about the
getting
women. I'm
therapy
not
or
saying
coming
about the
to the
what. I'm
table.
not saying about the women. Hold on,
And
don't overtalk me.
the baby.
Hold
No,
on.
I'm not.
Who you think you're talking to? What do you mean? You trying to overtalk me because you screwed your shit up? Not these people. Super chat. Olivia, God's gift. I'm 30, single mom, one child. I work for a tech company, in college, completing an engineering degree, seeking to be married. Seeking to be married. Seeking to be married. My son's father, who I was engaged to, became violent and had to leave. What can you advise me on that? That's what I'm doing. This is the woman that's on the phone. And what she keeps trying to tell me is how her situation is just, oh, well, it's just different. All right. It can be different all you want to. But like it or not, man, why would a man want to marry into this? See, that's what you mean. Ladies, you never think about this. It's all on what you want. And then when you get pressed, you start getting heated. So let's do it this way. If you can calm yourself down, I'll unmute you. Are you calm now?
Calm.
Okay, good. Hold on. First off, don't talk to me, man. Please don't do that. That's always going to be an non-starter. You're 30, right?
Yes, I am.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
Dress size?
I'm a 9.
How much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
145.
Okay. You want to be married. That's what your super chat said. How much? And you say you're an engineer. What kind of engineer?
Civil engineer.
Civil engineer.
But I'm going to school. And I'm in the entry position.
Okay. So when you become an engineer, you're going to be making high 5 figures, low 6 figures. Mm-hmm. What man who's making that, it's a high value man, why would he want to marry a woman with this going on?
Because he will see my character that then shows the tragedy I had in my past.
No, it's not, ma'am, because it's not in your past. It's not in your past. It's not in your past, ma'am, because your son's father is still alive. Are you saying when's the last time, does he see his child regularly?
No, he doesn't want to see him.
Okay. When was the last time he seen his son?
I brought him to the family to try to make him see his son.
When was the last time he saw his son? Okay, when's the last time he saw his son?
I would believe that was in February.
So, and what about the time before that?
No, he wasn't. He didn't see him.
Okay, so have you gotten your child, your son, any counseling or therapy for the impending daddy issues that are there?
Yes.
Okay. See, so I need you to understand something, ma'am. Your relationship past with your baby daddy is chaotic. Mm-hmm. Your child is in therapy. And there's no financial support for this kid. So that means a man is going to have to come in and pay his portion for his wife and this other child. Why? Listen, ma'am, you answer you don't want to hear it. Best of luck, ma'am.
I do.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you have fucked your situation up and now you're trying to fix it. And the reality of it is ugly. The situation is ugly. Are you gorgeous?
Yes, I am.
Really? Cam up.
No, I'm not camming.
Exactly. See, gorgeous women don't have these problems.
Oh, I do. I am
Yeah, of
gorgeous.
course you are.
I
She's
am.
just you're gorgeous. They're all gorgeous. And let me guess
You're
right.
a
Let me
sadistic
guess
bitch.
right. You got
You're
engaged this
sadistic.
week, right?
Shut the
Too.
fuck up.
You got engaged this week too. You fat bitch. See, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you made such a mistake of your life, and you're going to take it off on me. Again, you can't make this up, ma'am. You can take your little angry ass off to wherever you are and cry and lick your own tears. You screwed this situation up. No one wants to deal with this. Again, get mad. This is what you get. Shut the fuck up. Da, 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 da. I'm overweight and I'm gorgeous. See, when you start talking about children, women like this get angry that they know they have put themselves in an untenable position. And it's supposed to be my problem, our fault. No, ma'am. You ask for advice and you don't want to hear it. So I knew, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, and eventually she's going to snap. And she did. Fuck you, shut the fuck up. Right. She mad. Again, ladies, understand something. Men with options don't see this woman. Who honestly thinks this woman is gorgeous? And here's the other side of it. Even if you were, it's still a mess. That boy is going to have issues. Why would somebody want to come in and underwrite this mess? Sons with father issues and having stepfathers come in. There's so many things wrong with this situation. And the fact that she's angry that somebody is pointing it out to her and not relenting. I'm not backing off and saying, well, yeah, okay. I'm saying, no, ma'am. Nope. That's bad. Well, no, you're supposed to feel sorry for me. It's not about feeling sorry, ma'am. It's about the reality is you want a man who's going to be in the top 10%, top 5% of men. And why would they want you? I swear to goodness. So understand something, ladies. When men are talking about what's going on in the dating scene and these unrealistic women, and y'all like, well, what about the men who did this? What about the men who did that? What do we got here? We had a woman on earlier who was with a dude for 4 years, had a baby inside the first year. And then when she found a man equally yoked, she wanted to play games with him. For the women who think I'm harsh, do any of the women that I've spoken to sound like they give a darn about these men? The first woman who came on talking about her boyfriend. The one talking about my mom was a single mother, then a baby mama, and then this. Talking about her boyfriend not even wearing a ring, and that's supposedly her fiance. Then the next woman. I just take the calls that call in. At some point, we got to start saying where, if we're going to have relationships or a community, how are men supposed? Here's the question for the women who think I'm harsh. How are the men supposed to pick from this? How are the men supposed to pick from this? They all know why they want a high value man, because they want a high value lifestyle. They just want his money. They want his money and his resources. And we're getting to the point to where now women just ask the question, that's what I want. Are you even qualified to do anything? Can you help him? Nope. I'm not an A+ wife. I'm a C student and I want to get into Harvard. Why? Because I want the shirt. I want the shirt and I want to go to the games and the association. But you didn't do the work yet, but I still want the shirt. Do you realize what a lot of women, maybe not you, but do you realize what so many women are telling men? Mary J. Blige said it. Take me as I am or have nothing at all. It's like men are saying, no, I don't want this. You've gone out and given your years, your youth, fertility, your womb to a dude that wasn't even your husband, and then you want me to come by and pay a premium?
Hey guys, welcome back to Spellline News. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Before I proceed, let's give respect to the fallen legend Papa Kevin Samuels for his good work he did to the Black society. First of all, here in these videos, we talk about marriage, feminism, divorce, and single parenthood, single motherhood, and single fatherhood, and so on related stuff, plus friendship across the world. And don't forget that we are almost ending the year, so don't forget to give whatever small you have to someone lacking. It may be your neighbor, it may be clothing, it may be food, it may be drinks, and other related stuffs. If you can share, that's a good idea. Since it's almost December time, it's festival time. Yeah, you can share with anyone you want. First of all, we are going to look at these confused ladies. She is a single mom, first of all, and she is just confused, trying to defend all her mistakes she did. Why is it that, first of all, like always, we have been saying this, if you want to work on your present, first of all, you have to first fix your past. There is no way you're going to come and sit and you're speaking about your present and there is no way you're admitting your past. You have to first sit and admit the past, and you're like, yeah, this is this and this is me. But the more you live in a denial era or in a denial world because you want to prove to people, that means you will never and never improve on yourself because you're running away from something you can't run away from. So that's why Mr. Kevin was so straight with these ladies, and at the end of the day you find them shedding off because they feel ashamed over what they are denying. That's why at times when you see most ladies, when they were asked or told the truth or the fact, some of them became mute, some of them became high, some of them said Mr. KS didn't like ladies because of what he speaks. But if you're to analyze and to look clearly, this man was just someone who never wanted to see a lady feeling part or to refix families. Though the problem with us human beings, we don't want to be told the fact or the truth of life. So that's why you find a lot of ladies came in to complain about whatsoever they are complaining because they feel like this is not what they really want to hear. They want something they want to hear. They want to be praised. They want to be called names like princess, and yet they are not on a princess track. So that's why a lot of ladies said Mr. KS hated them over these. So at times when you're to look clearly, most ladies that called in, they reached an extent of being disrespectful. But one thing I liked about this guy, even when they became disrespectful, at least the better he could do, he could just play his musical tools, just not to listen to wherever they are speaking. But if you're trying to analyze that, these ladies, some of them could not even realize that they are on mute because some of them just love to talk a lot, to cover themselves by talking a lot, by explaining what is not really asked for or what is really not called for. So at times that's why you see a lot of them, when they were mute, they could not even realize because they are just coming here to prove their point about everything, whether it's true or not. It's like being there and you feel like you want to speak to someone and there is no way you can speak to those people. When you get that opportunity, you speak whatever comes to your mind without even sorting out of filtering if it's the right way to talk or not. So that's why you see a lot of them were just speaking whatever and so on. Then just look at the kids. How are the kids going to grow with selfish mothers who can't say, let me at least fix this for my kids? Because most of them were just selfish and they are just caring about them, not the other side. So guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to comment. May God bless you.